Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, hope you're all doing alright out there. So, I don't want to get into sort of the discussion of any one particular case. I just want to talk about a generalised thing that I've noticed, and I'm sure many people have noticed, that over the past few years, when people get murdered or go missing, or there is a mystery, as it were, around a crime or potential crime, the internet turn into a bunch of private detectives, and the amount of misinformation and murk that they throw into the clarity that the police are trying to work through. Not saying the police are perfect. I don't want to get into any arguments about anything in particular. I just want to talk about this as a generalised thing. It just feels so weird and disconnected from any form of like respect for another person. Thank you. Whee! Now, don't get me wrong, there is actually many cases over the years and ongoing with YouTube channels that help solve missing persons cases, particularly old ones that are, the police have, where we've put all our time into it, we can't find them, I'm sorry, well, they'll go and find them. And they tend to make videos about these things, and I'm fine with that. They give closure to a family, they get a video out of it, and it actually shows someone doing something nice for another person, and that's okay. I'm just talking about someone sat there going, well, maybe he or she, whatever, went missing because they didn't do this, or they thought that was going on in their life, or blah, blah, blah. They don't know the person, they don't know anything, and yet they turn into this gaggle of internet sleuths. Now, there is nothing new to this, actually, if I think about it, because this is something that Reddit and maybe 4chan have always kind of done. It's never been this mainstream. It just seems like everyday people are sat there on Twitter going, oh, well, maybe he's in that bush over there, or even people going to these places and looking themselves. So there are definitely benefits to having, the public involved in these things once the police have done their bit and it's gone a bit cold. But all the just speculation and the extremes of what could have been. I will mention one case, with the recent case of Michael Mosley going missing. There was so many controversial stories, and it was also interesting, oh, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, oh, someone knew this, someone knew that. And as it turns out, it's entirely all made up by someone just trying to get a little bit of online clout, a few likes on their posts, even if it's wrong, which is just bonkers to me. You'll see someone put a tweet up which is wrong, but they get loads of interactions on it because it's annoyed a lot of people, and then they'll admit in the comments, oh yes, I was wrong by my original post, and then people are like, well, delete the original post, and they won't because it's got more likes than any other thing they've got. But or at least interactions. I'm just going to stop breathing for a minute. Thank you. But as always, what ends up happening after all of this is that the true story comes out, and it is always going to be the most mundane, simple, boring version of what the story could have been. I mean, there is another known case at the moment, and all I'm going to say about that is it's interesting that the very, very first report I heard about that mentioned a few details which after 2 and a bit weeks are now the details they're concentrating on, not all the other stuff that's been said in between. And let's not get into a discussion about that one, because depending on the outcome and the reality of what's happened in that scenario, some people might be being extremely insensitive, or there may be another explanation. And I'm stating both sides are possible until the truth comes out. We don't know, because I wish to remain unbiased in it, because I just want to have a discussion about this human behaviour of trying to be a sleuth. But then again, I understand it. It's interesting to look at all the details and try and put 2 and 2 together and work out what might have happened. And I mean, I can get that doing that maybe in your own private time. But when it comes to taking that and then pushing it outwards into the world, possibly muddying and confusing the chances of this real case being found by your made-up ideas, again, that seems very bizarre to me. But there's such a disconnect nowadays, I think, with people between reality and the effects they have on real people. Maybe at the same time, they don't care what the effects are on real people. But then people always say, well, it's online, so it doesn't matter, so it's not real. Well, it seems like something being online has very often had some very real consequences for people in the real world, so I don't follow that one entirely.
While I was editing this video, I had the opportunity to speak to a friend of mine who works in an area that knows about these sorts of things. And one of the things they brought up that I hadn't even considered in all this is what the major effect can be when people speculate online about a case, when it goes big and public, is that the jury are not unbiased in it. They have previous thoughts and convictions about what might have happened from what they've previously seen. So trying to get a fair trial can be very difficult, and it might get thrown out because of it. Nuts.
I do genuinely think, though, the opinion from most people would be they shouldn't get involved, it's very insensitive, yada yada. But, sometimes things have been found and clues have been, stumbled upon and worked out by people in the public so many times that sometimes that actually is the thing that helps them find the case. So it's really difficult. Now, of course, there's also the way you represent your opinion as to whether you say, well, this is completely my own opinion, I've just tried to work it out, maybe this is a possible thing that happened, my hypothesis. Other people will say, this is what happened. This is definitely what happened. I know what's happened, he's definitely done it. It's there, he's not there, he's down here, he's up there, he's all over the place, he's doing the okie dokie. He's doing the okie dokie right now, I know it. What is keeping the traffic moving so slowly? I know. It's most likely a car going less than the speed limit, or a cyclist at the side of the road. But instead, I'm going to make the assumption there is an Indiana-esque style boulder rolling down the road, not towards us, away. He's heading to the shop. He needs some rock salt for his dinner. So I'm sure you know what oh my god! Poop! It was a horse! Where is it? Where is it? Whose poop have I just driven through? It was your poop. It was a horse. Anyway, I'm sure you know where I'm getting at with this. The horse's poop. No, the whole thing with like missing people and the online, everyone turning into Miss Marple. It's probably a bit too. Hang on. People turning into. I'm going to try and hit all ages here. People turning into Sherlock Holmes. People turning into Kojak. People turning into. What was his name? What's the one more thing guy? Yeah, just one more thing, Miss Jones. Why is your husband's dead body on the floor? I love that one. Then you got Monk. Then you've got... Oh, God, what are the newer ones? I don't know the newer ones so much. I watch most of the old stuff. Quincy Jones! Oh, I gotta mention, Quincy is a legend. That dude was a stud. Look at if you've never watched Quincy, he was like the James Bond of pathologists. And of course, that just goes to show, look at all these like murder mystery, these investigative TV shows. Of course people are interested in it. It's built into them. It's been shown to be entertainment for them for years. So let me know what you think on all of that. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new here, and if you want to help support this channel, please consider doing that through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Your name will go up the screen at the end of every video. You'll get videos early and ad-free, and you get my Discord. Lots of benefits to it, and obviously it helps support this channel, which literally would not run without it. So thank you to all of you who are about to go up the screen. Bye bye.